everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so very well. You may be like, why are you on one side of the camera, Maureen? It's because I have a special guest, but she's on the other side of the world. It's Jenny from Jellafy. So we're gonna be doing this collab and hopefully it works out. If it does, you're seeing this video. Woo! We're doing this thing that's basically like a YA plot generator. We may come up with a different name, but currently it's YA plot generator. We came up with YA tropes and just different things. Jenny has them in a hat, and we're going to draw them out 3 at a time, and then we have to make up a YA story and a title to go with them. I'm really excited about this. Are you excited about this?
I am. I am hoping that it will work and that will be funny, so yeah.
I think it will be. Let's get started.
Yeah. Miscommunication. Very common in YA. The supernatural hero squad. BFF who's secretly jealous of the main character.
I think I know what I'm gonna do already. I have to come up with a title.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. My book is gonna be called You're Not It, and it's basically about this boy who finds out one day that he's a superhero. Let's make him a werewolf, and his best friend has always been his werewolf guardian. Let's name him Rolf, and let's name her Cindy. One day, Rolf meets all these other werewolves, and Cindy is like really jealous because she's afraid that she's losing her best friend. And then she overhears something about being the chosen one, and she's even more jealous. And then as the story progresses and they get into weird adventures, and she kind of, you know, backstabs him in very deceiving ways and he doesn't know. And then there's a huge plot twist, and it turned out that Cindy misheard the initial conversation and that she was the chosen one.
Oh my gosh.
And that the whole entire time she was hating on Rolf, it was completely unnecessary, and they hugged it out. So that's why, Rolf, you're not it, it's Cindy.
I like that. The title of this book is A Not So Epic Adventure. We open with a Justice League kind of feel. They all kind of come together and have summit kind of meetings and like go on adventures and like stop crimes and stuff together. There's these two people. There's like a girl and her sidekick. The girl has like elastic stretching powers and the sidekick can fly. Sure, let's go with that. The main girl's name is Marie and the sidekick's name is Jamie. And so they get this call, hey, we urgently need you at this place, but somehow there was like a miscommunication involved and they don't end up where the rest of their superhero squad ends up. They end up like in this desert and nobody else is there and there's nothing going on, but then they get stranded. So they're trying to figure out what's happening or why they were called here instead or what the miscommunication was. But all the while, Jamie's getting really jealous of Marie and she's like, I can fly, I'm so much better than you. And so they keep fighting. That causes problems and conflict and all this sort of stuff. Then they end up making up at the end, but that's my story. A not so epic adventure.
It sounds like the worst superheroes ever. Star-crossed lovers. You gotta love a good star-crossed lover story.
Gotta love them.
A young character who has a higher up uninherited position, totally logical, and then the unconscious breath holding.
Perfect. Let out of breath. I didn't realize I was holding.
Yeah.
I think I've got a good idea, but I need a title. That's the struggle, is like coming up with a title. My story is called Worlds Apart. I don't have names for any of my characters yet because I'm just running out of creativity there, so we're just gonna keep going. This is about a captain of the guard and a priestess, the future priestess of her nation. She's like the person that's like over all of the religion stuff. It's kind of like a typical fantasy-ish thing kind of sometimes.
Yeah, sounds good.
I didn't want to do princesses and captain of the guards because I feel like that's overdone. So she's the next priestess of her nation. They've grown up together. They're both 18, which how he became captain of the guard at 18, I think his dad died. And then they were like, you're the next best person for the job instead of the next oldest person, because obviously 18-year-olds matter. This girl actually has asthma, and he's like the only one that can like help her calm down. So she really does have a lot of problems with her breathing and letting out breath she didn't know she was holding. I'm tired now. They love each other so much, but they can't be together because obviously priestess, captain of the guard, and she's supposed to be like nun style, like not get married to anyone, but they just love each other so much. And that's the story.
My story is gonna be called Across the Ages.
Okay.
So I feel like it's kind of like similar, you know, it's always like bridging the gap. And basically it follows a noble lordling whose name doesn't matter right now.
We're giving up on names.
He is the best ruler that this land has seen in many, many years, even though his parents died young and he came into power really young. But everybody loves him and he's not conceited and he knows everything. But he still has enemies. So one day he visits, you know, the neighboring ruler's castle and he sees Agnes, the 50-year-old scrubbing maid. At first she kind of like intrigues him and then she realizes that he realizes that she has like super ninja skills and she can sneak around and not be heard by anyone because she has really great breath holding skills, you know? Aside from Agnes' impressive skills, he just realizes that she is the most beautiful person he's ever met, so he kind of falls in love with her, and then he also uses Agnes as a spy to spy on his enemy lordling's castle, and yeah, people oppose any kind of relationship because she's old, she might not be able to bear an heir anymore, but he would never ever consider taking a second wife or anything. I don't even know if that's the kind of society where they would do that, but you know, who knows. They fight through it and in the end, love conquers all.
Love conquers all.
That's what it's called across the ages.
So good.
The I'm not evil but misunderstood love interest.
Okay.
The savior complex.
Perfect.
And then I'm really amazing at blank, but I never do my job. You know, like I'm a really amazing assassin, but I never kill anybody. That kind of thing.
So my book is called Emo Kylo Ren. Very much based on the Emo Kylo Ren Twitter.
It sounds like Tumblr fanfiction, to be honest.
Pretty much. So already we've got Kylo Ren, who is a very misunderstood person. He really believes that he is just like doing exactly the right thing he's supposed to be doing. He's like living on Darth Vader's legacy. He's not evil, he's just misunderstood. But he also thinks that he is the only person that can save the world from the Jedis, from anybody else. He is the only one that can save the world from all of these like light side people, because the world needs to be dark side. He's also like supposedly this really amazing fighter, but he never actually fights anybody. He always has like the stormtroopers fight for him. There's this girl stormtrooper on the ship and he falls in love with her, but he's still like, I have to be like the strong person, I have to be like the savior of the world, so I can't love you, so he just like pushes her aside. It's just his backstory, that's the whole thing. It's just Emo Kylo Ren backstory.
I love it. So good. I think that would be a great movie, actually.
That would be a perfect
Not so sure
movie.
about a book, but it would be a great movie.
It's true.
Mine is about this demon fighter.
Okay.
And so he thinks he's the best demon fighter ever. He's the coolest. He's basically Jace, but not really. He just kind of wants to save the world, you know? You can't open that jar, I'll open it for you. You can't, you know, cross the road fast enough, I'll stop the cars for you. Demon is trying to break into your house, I'll kill it for you. But you know, that's all like the backstory again. Once the story starts, he basically meets this girl and she's really badass. And then he realizes that even though he's the most badass, suddenly she's kicking all the butt in the story. You know, that's usually what happens when you meet your love interest. But she is kind of, you know, sketchy because she kind of kills seemingly innocent people. She kind of, you know, just does all the bad stuff that he's been fighting against. But then she's still a demon fighter. So he still kind of loves her because like they have these really nice sensitive moments where they kind of open up to each other. And then boom, plot twist. If you can't tell, I really like plot twists. Turns out she actually has some kind of disorder which makes her see the world completely opposite, you know?
Oh,
so
interesting.
Yeah. So that's why she's been doing all those evil things. And he just tries to save her. Does it work? Go read the book. And
the book that doesn't exist.
And I think I will title this book The Demon Savior. I don't know. I don't have a proper title, but it's gonna be called The Demon Savior. It's gonna be a trilogy. There's a love triangle developing in book 2, so wait for it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all we've got for you. I hope that you enjoyed that video. Thank you, Jenny, for joining me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So fun, so fun. We actually did another part of this video on Jenny's channel, so you can click her face to go check it out, or click down below, or I'll probably have a card if you're on mobile as well, and you can go watch that. Let me know down below what your favorite book we talked about was, like what you would actually read, what you would actually like pick up in a store if you saw it. I liked all of them and I laughed so hard during this video.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching this video and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Captains of the... Oh no! My phone just fell.